What if I tell you that you can prevent your serious chronic diseases like PCOD, diabetes, thyroid, and more actively your arthritis with preventive care, and that comes with regular health checkups. Today in this video, I'm going to tell you some 9 simple tests that you should get yourself checked regularly so that you can prevent these chronic diseases to happen and take actions according to your deficiencies. Let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Somya and you're watching The Global Tales. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as I mentioned, we are going to discuss on 9 simple tests that you should be going through every 3 to 4 months so that you know exactly what your body is deficient in and you can fulfill that requirement with either supplementation or the dietary changes or anything that is important to be taken as an action in order to prevent the current condition, and you can prevent all these chronic diseases to happen in your life like diabetes, PCOD, thyroid. That is quite common nowadays. So yes, we are going to discuss on all these 9 tests that you should do. But before that, I would like to discuss on a very important topic, that is money. I believe that you must be thinking that how can a person or women afford going for these 9 tests regularly. I understand that it is quite expensive to spend like 2 to 3,000 rupees once after every 3 to 4 months on your health checkups. It is expensive and I'm not denying that fact. But to have a better approach towards money and your health comes with priority. We easily spend 2 to 3,000 bucks when we go out and eat, right? We spend money when we go out and watch cinema, right? We spend money when we go for shopping. And we often spend money on luxury things that might be avoided if you want to go for that one health checkup to be done every 3 to 4 months. I know that when you think about this money, it is too much. But when you think about your priority in life, then you will always take actions that navigate you towards better health. And that is what you need to understand, that yes, we have been spending a lot of money on things that are quite luxury to us, and we can skip that once to do these health checkups once after every 3 to 4 months, right? So yes, I know money is a tough point here, but your health should be a priority. If you can skip that one dinner, one movie, or one shopping time, you can make up to these health checkup in 3 to 4 months, right? So yes, make health your priority and think of it like this. If you start taking good care of yourself from today, you will spend much less money in hospital bills or medications that you will have to take eventually if you are having PCOD, diabetes, or if you have thyroid. If I can tell you, like a diabetic person on an average has to spend a lot of money getting themselves tested again and again, or if they purchase a continuous glucose monitor, or if they have to go for high-end dietary monitoring. So, or you have to spend a lot of money on doctors and hospitals or insulin injections. So this is what you need to understand, that either you take preventive actions today or you will spend a lot of money tomorrow on hospital bills and medications. So you have to choose it for yourself, and I believe that prevention is always better than cure. Now let's get into the tests that we are going to discuss. First and foremost has to be the complete blood profile, that is your CBC count. This is important because it tells you variety of things. First, your hemoglobin level. So when you see your energy is dropping down, your stamina levels are not that high, when you are facing a huge problem when it comes to not being able to keep up with your cardiovascular fitness, that is when you need to get yourself tested for your CBC levels. That gives you a good hint of your hemoglobin. If your hemoglobin levels are going down, which means that your body is not able to pump up that much amount of blood to different organs and support you with stamina. So what you need to do is get your CBC done. If your hemoglobin levels are low, then you have to fulfill the requirement with variety of dietary changes in it, and also look out for help from your regular physician if required. Second important test is your lipid profile. That is very, very important nowadays. You see instant heart attacks happening nowadays. Why it is so? We have not been getting ourselves tested for our cholesterol levels, and the diet that we are running on today, like the trans fat that we get from packaged food, all of that is adding up to high cholesterol level, and lipid profile is a way to manage and check and prevent your high-end diseases that might come with high cholesterol. So with lipid profile, you get yourself tested for your cholesterol levels, your triglycerides, and basically if your good and bad cholesterol, that is your LDL and HDL levels, are good enough in order to take good care of your heart health. It is very, very important. So it's important for all of us to get our lipid profile from time and again. Some people are genetically having thicker blood, so they will have high cholesterol levels in that way, but you will always have to check for your lipid profile so that you can take the regular medications, cut down on your saturated, unsaturated fats in the right way possible, and get better with your heart health. And it is of prime importance. As much as I can stress on this, you will have to take care of your lipid profile. That means your cholesterol levels, if you want to avoid these silent heart attacks that's happening in this world nowadays. Third very important test is your thyroid profile, that gives you a hint of your TSH levels, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, and T2 and T3, that gives you an overall picture of your thyroid gland if they're working properly. So your thyroid gland is basically helps you in regulating your metabolism. So if that is not functioning right, then you will see your elevated TSH levels or your TSH levels going down, giving rise to hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism. Now, in this particular case, you see the symptoms of lack of energy, or metabolism not working right, instant weight loss or instant weight gain, and typically you will see that your body is not functioning the way it used to be. So this is a common problem that happen with elevated or TSH levels going down. And once you get yourself regularly tested for your TSH levels, it is important that you take proper medication and the dietary changes that are required for the same. Now it's very common nowadays. Many other problems like high insulin levels, or if you have been exposed to a lot of unhealthy lifestyle, if you have recently been pregnant, then TSH levels being elevated is very, very common. So you will have to get yourself tested so that you can control on it and take proper medication so that the situation doesn't get worsen up, because if it gets worsen up and the thyroid gland is completely ruined, then you will always have to be on medication. Next important test is your liver function test, that has aspartate transaminase, alkaline phosphatase test, gamma glutamyl transferase test, your serum bilirubin, your international normalized ratio, that is your total protein albumin levels. So basically, getting your liver function test is again very important. With the current lifestyle we have, you might have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, you might have alcoholic fatty liver disease. The food that we are eating, we are exposed to too much of trans fat, that leads to bad liver health. And liver is very, very important for your body. It's the largest gland that supports variety of functions, right? Most of the processes takes place in your liver, and you have to get it supported with your preventive care. And when I say preventive care, when you know that your liver levels are not right, when your liver function test is not right, with excessive alcohol intake or with excessive fat that you are taking, then you will take preventive measures. You will avoid or limit your alcohol intake. You will take care of your saturated fat intake. Only when you know that your liver is infected or your liver is not working right, you will take actions, not leading to a phase where your bad liver health is actually ruined other organs of your body as well. Because if, for example, if there are 5 processes working in your body and one process is completely failed, then all of the other processes will also be disturbed, and you then, if you come to a point where you cannot do anything in that particular situation, in that particular case, you will not be able to manage your health. You will land up in hospitals fighting your immunity for things that you don't really want, right? So why you have to put yourself in that particular situation? Let all the processes function right. Take preventive care in order to make sure that all the functions are working hand in hand. So yes, liver function test is that important test that you should get yourself tested for, and it's very, very common. Nowadays, we always have elevated SGOT, SGPT, or your AST levels elevated. So yes, please take good care of yourself, and once you find that yes, your LFT levels are not going good, go and look out for a physician who will help you in right medication and the right nutrition changes that needs to be made. Fifth important test that needs to be done is for your glucose levels, your high insulin levels. Now, it is often confused, like we only go for the glucose level testing, and then probably if they are okay, we never go for high insulin testing. But it's important for you to get yourself tested for your insulin levels as well. Once you go for insulin tests, your glucose level test, you know how your body is progressing. Probably people develop insulin resistance, they develop PCOD, but their glucose levels are right. So just by going for glucose test like glucose fasting test or HbA1c levels, you will not get the exact picture of how your insulin is working at this particular time. If your insulin levels are constantly elevated, then you are more prone to develop insulin resistance or PCOD and type 2 diabetes in future. So it's always better to get yourself tested for your insulin levels and your glucose levels like the fasted random state and HbA1c, so that you exactly know what to take care of and cut down on your added sugar intake and probably take meals at right time every day. Moving on to the sixth important test, that is your vitamin B12. Now, most of us, I think probably who is watching this video today are vegetarians and who always will be deficient in vitamin B12. But to what extent? We all have been into this serious pandemic of deficiency that is called vitamin B12 and we are not realizing it. Poor memory, dementia, Alzheimer, all these issues that are related to your neurological disorder comes with vitamin B12 deficiency, and as you grow and understand, you will understand its repercussions. So it's important for you to start taking the medication supplementation from today. And for vegetarians, we very rarely have that much amount of products available for us to consume vitamin B12. We just have animal based products, and with animal based products, vegetarians, we again milk, paneer, curd. So you will always have to consider going for supplementation in this particular case, because you have to meet your vitamin B12 levels at any cost. Moving on to the next very important test is vitamin D. Many people associate it with like lack of sunlight exposure, and today we are living in all buildings covered up, and that's why we have lack of vitamin D, and we all have that. But the problem is that today you don't understand its repercussions, but later in life, when your bone density gets depleted, when your immunity is not working right, when you see that you don't have energy to do things, when you see that you have too much of muscle cramps here and there as you grow from 35 to 40, this is very common. So taking good care of your vitamin D is crucial. It is not just to support your bone or muscle health, but also for your immunity. And all of us today, we are talking about like 90% of this janta is having vitamin D deficiency, and that's why we have to tackle it in a very nice way. I think you should always go for supplementation. Taking good sunlight exposure is always good, but you will not be able to fulfill that requirement with just sunlight. You will always have to go for supplementation in the case of vitamin D. So get yourself tested, how much you are deficient in, go to a physician and take your vitamin D supplementation, because it is hampering the other things and the other aspects of your life too. Next important thing that you should get yourself tested for is your iron levels. Again, your energy is mostly directed with your hemoglobin and your iron levels. If you are feeling that you are dripping, you are having lack of energy in doing variety of things, then you are deficient in your iron levels. And when you are deficient in your iron levels, most of you time you will not feel energetic, you will have lack of stamina. You'll see that even walking for few distance, you just faint up, you don't have adding up, you are not getting that much energy to do things. So yes, getting yourself tested for your iron levels is always a good idea, so that you know that yes, why the main reason of my energy falling down is because of this. So get yourself tested for your iron and take supplementation. Go for advice from your physician so that you exactly know how much and when to supplement, until when you have to supplement, because mostly people start their iron supplementation, then they never stop it in their life. But that is again a problem, because too much of iron can also inhibit the absorption of many other vitamins in your body. So you will always have to take care on when to take that supplement. You have to take right guidance from your doctor on how much and how many days you have to take that supplementation for. Last but not the least, a very important test is again for your calcium. All this is important because as you grow old, your bone density depletes, right? And there is a bone remodeling that happens, especially for women. We lose out on our bone density. So from after our 40s, we have to take care of these things. And especially from today, if we know that our calcium levels are low, then definitely we will end up losing all of our bone density. We will not have that strength. We will lose our mobility, the joint. You just fall on the ground, you will trip off, and you will need serious surgeries. So why you have to put yourself into that situation at the first place? You will always have to take good care of your calcium levels. This has been told to us since our childhood, but as we grow old, we forget this, right? So taking good care of your calcium levels is of prime importance. And vitamin D and calcium are always related. So if you are taking calcium, you will always have to look out for your vitamin D levels, because vitamin D will help you absorb that calcium well. And calcium, we also get it a lot from our dietary sources, right? So make sure that you incorporate good amount of food that's rich in calcium in your diet, with the supplementation if required, as advised by your doctor. So yes, take care of this important test as well. So yes, these are few important tests, 9 tests that I believe that every woman should go at least for 3 to 4 months. If you're taking good care of these 9 important parameters or 9 important tests done regularly, I believe you will be able to prevent most of your health issues, and you will be able to take good care of it if there are any. So prevention is always better than cure. If you know that there is a problem arriving, you will be able to tackle it in a much better way. You'll be more equipped to tackle it, right? So yes, ensure that you take good care of yourself by investing in these health checkups regularly. Just 9 health checkups that I mentioned, but there can be many more depending on what's your body type, body conditions, and the problems that you have been facing since childhood. Some people also have like kidney issues, kidney stones issues. So KFT is again one of the additional tests that you can go for. High uric acid, so go for your urine culture as well. But these are tests that not everybody is facing a problem about. So I am just suggesting, if you are someone like that, you can go for your KFT and your urine culture as well. So yeah, these were important tests that I believe that you should all be incorporating in your life, so that you can prevent most of the health problems that are coming in future. And that's it. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay fit, stay happy.